Last week, Disneyland Paris hosted a very large press event focused on all things Disney Adventure World. This included everything from the rides to the shops and food to be sold everywhere. I made 2 videos displaying everything on both World of Frozen and Disney Adventure World that I urge you to watch in order to learn all you can count on next year when this opens. Of course, another major focus of the day was to showcase the entertainment soon coming to the park. This includes several happenings, such as the Disney Marching Band led by Minnie Mouse, a new 3-boat show on the Arendelle Marina, and of course, the nighttime spectacular to end all your days in Disney Adventure World in a big and beautiful way. Ben Spalding, a Disneyland Paris veteran that has worked on incredible shows and projects over time, was charged with presenting Disney Cascade of Lights to the press. And amidst videos, photos, and concept arts from the show, there were also a few behind-the-scenes images shared. Be on the lookout for a little Easter egg. There, did you see it? No? Okay, let me zoom in a bit. There. Well, if you haven't seen it, I assure you I am not crazy, because there is in fact something to be found. What you're looking at is the core of Disney Cascade of Lights. 2 hours before the show, several barges come from backstage and are assembled in the middle of Adventure Bay. This includes 5 different barges that are connected together via the middle part, having 4 arms that extend outwards. Now, as interesting as the technology and the show infrastructure is, what matters to us today is a much smaller detail that can be read on top of these. All the 4 arms have a name that's tied to where they're pointing to, in a way to better showcase and understand the model. These names are Frozen, Lion, Racer, and Na'vi. Now, if we place this on top of Adventure Bay, we can clearly see and understand the reasoning behind these names. Frozen clearly points towards the new land opening next year, Lion to where the Pride Lands will soon rise from the dirt, Racer points towards the existing side of the park, and from the photos and videos seems to be slightly off towards Toy Story Playland. This explains the Racer name as it's pointed towards the RC Racer. The question now lies with Na'vi. If you've been living under a rock for the past decade, the Na'vi are the fictional species from the record-breaking Avatar movie franchise. The tall humanoid species populates the planet of Pandora. They do not populate the right side of Adventure Bay, at least not yet. So why would they pick this name for the 5th barge, and not something like Mater or Cars, since this is clearly facing the Cars road trip general area? Well, I can't say for certain, so here is the first warning that this video is based on rumors and speculation. However, this is far from the first time fans have heard about Avatar possibly joining the lineup of Disney Adventure World lands, as some years before that name was even drafted up by the marketing team, rumors already circulated around fan forums that this major IP could be the next step for Disneyland Paris after the 2nd Lake Land, which was still to be confirmed as The Lion King and not Star Wars. Meaning that the 3rd land around the lake could indeed be themed around Avatar. The IP isn't new to the Disney parks. The first land opened to rave reviews in 2017 in Animal Kingdom, remaining as one of the most impressive lands in the parks. Several years after, a 2nd land was announced, this time for California Adventure. While some expected a clone of the Animal Kingdom one, Disney surprised us with a completely new concept, ditching the Flight of Passage and River Journey attractions and teasing something completely new, quite possibly using the boat technology from Shanghai Disneyland's incredible Pirates of the Caribbean ride. During an investors call, Disney CEO Bob Iger had this to say regarding other possible Avatar lands around the world.
But most importantly, we have so much IP to mine that there's opportunity there to create experiences that we know people will love to have in our parks. So many examples. We have one Avatar-based land, Pandora, in Florida. We're going to put a 2nd one in California. That doesn't mean we can't put one in somewhere in Asia and somewhere in Europe, as a for instance.
This was the first time Disney publicly toyed with the idea, and fans obviously took this as a sign that something big and blue could indeed be coming to the Parisian resort in the not-so-distant future. Disney then announced The Lion King as the second land to be built around the lake, which would include larger areas to explore compared to Frozen and a major water ride with several more thrilling drops. We go over the layout of The Lion King in this video if you want to see what to expect from this impressive ride in the making. It's expected that the Pride Lands will open their gates sometime around 2029. But then, currently announced are no more projects for the two Parisian parks. It appears that Disney wants to open one large expansion every 3 years. We'll see this start with Adventure World and Frozen early next year, followed by a possible 2029 opening of The Lion King, and then the next big project would come in 2032, coinciding with the resort's 40th anniversary. So could Avatar be our mystery 2032 project? Before going over some newer rumors regarding this possibility, let's quickly try to understand the reasoning behind this possibility. Avatar is very famously the highest grossing film of all time. The 2009 movie made nearly $3 billion over the several releases and re-releases, and the second installment, the 2022 Avatar: The Way of Water, was too incredibly successful, raising over $2.3 billion. Now, there's more to these numbers that meets the eye, because Europe in particular seems to really like Avatar. Let's take Avatar: The Way of Water, as that's the most recent movie we can analyze. The domestic box office, which includes US and Canada, was the largest market, followed by China with 245 million. In third place, however, was France with over 150 million, followed by Germany with nearly 150 and the UK with almost 100 million. If we combine the top 20 European markets, the total amount comes to $740 million. This is a huge number for European standards, proving that the same markets that go to Disneyland Paris also go to the movie theaters to watch Avatar. With these numbers in mind, it's not hard to imagine that Disney would think to capitalize on the success of this IP with a new land in their European resort. But there's another reason to believe that Disneyland Paris may need some heavy-duty IPs to be added, and it has everything to do with their largest competitor. Universal UK is still in the early stages, but when the green light is finally given, construction will soon follow in order to meet the company's expected opening year of 2031. This will bring a new kind of competition that Europe and Disneyland Paris haven't seen, and it's obvious that Universal will bring some of its strongest IPs to attract people. With several years still to prepare, it's very possible that Disney would want something new to open at around the same time as Universal's park, and Avatar would be a major addition that people would flock to. Now, we've been talking about this Avatar expansion for a while, but what could we actually see being added to the park? Well, Magic Focus, who has shared good information in the past, revealed what could be the early plans of a land. Before The Lion King was selected, the rumor was that Disney had two proposals for the Star Wars plot of land, either the lion or the blue aliens. Of course, in the end, Simba was chosen, but it looks like Avatar could still find a home on the other side of the lake. There are two very large plots of land here. One is occupied by Cars Road Trip, a temporary attraction built to add capacity to a park that very much needed it, and the green space above it. Magic Focus believes that the current project will see the removal of Road Trip and the use of surrounding areas for a larger California Adventure-style Avatar expansion with two rides: the major e-ticket water ride from DCA and a new family coaster. This is a rumor on top of a rumor, so take it as such. But let's explore what this would mean for Disney Adventure World. Well, first of all, the main ride would be yet another water ride. Both Lion King and Frozen are boat rides too, which seems somewhat repetitive. But just like with roller coasters, boat rides can offer incredibly different experiences. Frozen will be a type of ride more closely resembling Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a fully indoors dark ride, a more traditional boat experience with a couple of not too thrilling drops, fun for the entire family. The Lion King will push it further, more closely resembling a log flume dark ride mix, with higher drops and incredible set pieces. If Avatar would bring the Californian attraction, it would too offer a different experience to the two already existing attractions, and that uses the Shanghai Disneyland Pirates of the Caribbean technology, almost being a trackless ride but on water, with huge and immersive sets. So while yes, there would be 3 water rides, they're different enough to complement each other. Then there's the Family Coaster 2. This would be one of the most important additions the park could make, as currently covering that area is only Crush, whose capacity won't be increasing anytime soon. In my opinion, this is where the expansion could shine, taking a look at attractions such as Big Thunder Mountain and Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Looking back at the space available, I bring back the park model from D23 that you can still see in Animation Celebration. This includes expansion plots, and if we measure the space, including road trip, it comes to around 6.7 hectares. That's significantly larger than Animal Kingdom's 3.8 and much larger than the space supposedly being repurposed in California Adventure. This could be explained by the Family Coaster, as that type of attraction can use a lot of space. So that's what the current rumor is. And I think it makes more sense to build a ride alongside Disneyland in California than to build a clone of a decade-old ride from Florida, as Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney World share more guests than California and Paris. However, adding a second ride, a type of attraction so needed in this park, just rounds it up as one of the best possible expansions to Disney Adventure World, which leads me to the final point. Is this too good to be true? We've seen that it makes sense from IP, park, and market standpoints, so I don't think it's too far-fetched. But these are, at the end of the day, rumors. Going back to where we started, this model shows the name Lion, which was the IP chosen just a few years ago, perhaps around 2021 or 2022. So the only thing this confirms is that Imagineering had Avatar as the frontrunner expansion for that other side of the park back then. It's been several years since, and at WDI, plans change all the time, so right now, there could be a completely different expansion in the making. This month, the 3rd installment in the Avatar series comes out, and if it too proves to be a huge success like the past 2, I think it's likely that we'll see new Avatar projects announced in the coming years. Disneyland Paris is doing better than it ever was, and as Adventure World opens and hopefully then even more positive results start coming in, the Walt Disney Company's confidence in the resort will get to an all-time high. So it's very possible that we'll see more projects announced than ever before. Will Avatar be one of those? Only time will tell. So now I ask you, what's your opinion on this possibility? Would you prefer anything else over Avatar? Let me know down below. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.